What's up, guys? Zoe here. I am the co-creator of Vibe Bottle, the creator of Soulworks decals, and I just wanted to talk to you today a little bit about some of my designs and where they're coming from, so you guys know that when you're supporting a product, you're supporting somebody who cares very deeply about what they're doing and somebody who knows what they're doing and why. There's a lot of great information out there about sacred geometry, and not everybody's totally educated as to what it is, other than other than it resonates with their soul. And for a lot of us, that's enough, and that's cool. For others, we want to have more information. We want to know what are the practical sides of sacred geometry. Where does it come from? Is it all love and light, or is it like, are there any other energies, or is there any other intentions behind it? Can it be used in everyday practical ways, or is it just like philosophy, or is it just pretty? And the answer is all of the above. Sacred geometry has so many different aspects to it, and applications and implications and things like that. So, you have math, you have symbology, you have metaphysics, you have physics, you have art, you have design, you have something that can create balance in the mind. It can be used for meditation, it can be used for crystal grids, and the list goes on. That's actually not even all of it. Not to mention the history. If you notice the crop circles and the fact that the flower of life shows up on every continent and every ancient history has access to it. It's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I just want you guys to know that when it's being created here at the Vibe Bottles headquarters, I turned this whole house into my art studio. Woo! That it's being made with the best intentions. I'm a Reiki master. I've been studying shamanism since I was about 15 or 16 years old. I was raised Catholic, and then I just left my church on a whim when I was 12, and then I wandered the earth, for a few years, and then and then shamanism found me, and I studied it for my whole life. And then when I was 30, I had this spiritual awakening with the Metatron's cube, and it took me out of the ordinary man's path. That's how they would say it in Toltec shamanism. There's the warrior's path, and they don't mean warrior go to war, but the warrior the person who's studying to become a medicine man. So I left the ordinary path world when I was 30 years old. I'm 39 now, and then from there I've dedicated the last 10 years of my life. I'll be 40 in January. I just dedicated the last 10 years of my life to teaching and Reiki and bringing my designs and my skill set from my previous life as a production specialist and as a freelance graphic designer, marketing, branding person. I took those skill sets into this world with me, into the healing world. So it's kind of a blend between my third dimensional skill set and my fifth dimensional mission / purpose. I live in both sides of the brain, so I can use the logical side to run my business, and then I use my creative abstract side to communicate with the spirit world and my guides and my angels, and then that comes in as creativity, and then together they mix and become my message, and then through my bottles and through my designs and my decals and whatever else that I choose as a medium, that becomes my delivery method. So what's interesting about the word shaman is that it's actually a Siberian word, and it actually is usually used by outsiders. So if you're in a tribe, they don't call the medicine man, whoever it is, they don't call him or her the shaman. They call them a medicine man or medicine woman. So it's funny because it's more of a term that Westerners or people outside of the tribe use, and so it's not really, it's a label. It's not actually like a real title that you're supposed to own, I guess. Anyways, so and everybody's medicine is different. Some people's medicine is like their rain dance, and some people's medicine is healing touch, like maybe your massage therapist. Some people's medicine is Reiki. Some people's medicine is speaking, and through speaking you can share truth, and with truth you unravel lies, which are spells, and you can free people. You can free their mind. You can free their spirit, and you can assist them in their own healing journey. Um, you know, my medicine is my art, is my designs, and I literally believe that you can, because of Masaru Emoto's work, that we can change the consciousness of the planet by programming water through bottles, because all water is connected somehow. The water that is here now on Earth has been here since Earth had water. It hasn't left the atmosphere. We haven't gotten more. Like maybe we've had a few comets, but the last 3 billion years, however long, of the 4 billion year lifespan that Earth has been around, it's been the same water. And water can hold memory, and because it's liquid crystal, how do you know? When it freezes, it becomes crystallizes. The chip in the handheld device that I have right now is silicon, and silicon is a crystal. Crystals naturally hold memory. And that's my theory also as to why, DNA, if you put it out on like a counter, it'll just die, right? It'll just dry up and die. But in water, it can be preserved. So, is the information, that's the theory, is the information from the DNA, does it need water to like transfer down? Who knows? But I truly believe that, there are some microbes that can live without air, right? They have they can breathe methane, but they can't live without water. They can live without oxygen, but they can't live without water. So water and life are synonymous. You could say that breath, is prana, right? They say it's life. But then refer back to some of those animals, those microbes that can breathe, that can live without it. They can breathe methane, they can breathe nitrogen, they can breathe the stuff that we think, that's poisonous to us. And oxygen's poison to them. So, but the thing that binds all living beings is every plant, animal, microbe, animal, big and small, mammals, birds, snakes, the whole thing. We all need water. So, because it's the most mysterious, magical, clear crystal substance in the universe. It's pretty cool. So anyway, I truly believe that my messages that, I filled a book, actually, I wrote a book after my spiritual experience in 2010 called The Infinite Me, and it was on Amazon for a while, and then I just grew to not like it. I don't know. I just didn't like it one day, and I just took it off. But if you look on Amazon, look for The Infinite Me, you'll see that my book was published. And I'm going to be taking excerpts from that book, and I'm going to be adding them to some of our content that we'll be putting out on Instagram and Facebook over the next few weeks. So you'll actually get to read it, and you'll actually get an updated version, because a lot of it wasn't really, it was written well, but it wasn't explained entirely. So this will give me a chance to go back, take some of the thoughts, lay them out a little more clearly, and complete some of the thoughts, and then share them with you. Anyway, not everybody wants to read a book. Not everybody wants to read a 300-page dissertation on why love is better than fear, or more powerful. Let's say it that way, because fear has its merits. Don't get me wrong, but as far as an energy is concerned, love is infinitely more powerful. So, I believe that through my intentions, through what I know about Reiki, what I know about quantum physics, what I know about shamanism, what I know about water, Masaru Emoto, frequency, vibration, sacred geometry, all of those things are technologies that I basically hide in the art. I make them pretty so people think they're pretty. But what not everybody knows, some of you guys get this, and this is why we're such good friends, right? Why you're such great supporters, because you get what we're doing. Some people just think it's pretty, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to create beautiful things and like beautiful things. There's way worse things to do with your time. However, for some of you, you need to know the deeper meaning. And so that's what I want to share with you is that this is not just, Vibe Bottle is not a gimmick. It's not like we're like, oh, like, let's go on Google and see what's trending on AdWords or something, you know? It's intertwined with my purpose in life. And, you know, you don't have to believe me. Just look at my art. Look at my last 10 years of Facebook posts, and the fact I've never posted one that was negative, and if I did, it was funny, or was poking fun at something. But look at my life as an example. You know, don't take my word for it. And then on top of that, if you have a Vibe Bottle, I want you to notice the experience you have. You know, so go from your own truth, not from what I'm telling you. But there is a deeper meaning. The bottom line is, there is technology, information, and metaphysical technology that I build into these things purposely. And there's a reason why I hide these things, because if you tell everybody you're doing like what you think is God's work, like God told me to do this, like that's it, you're straight jacket, right? Or people they just don't believe you. So that's why I never really go into it, because I know that the intention is there, and then whatever anybody else does with that information and that experience is none of my business. It's your experience. Just like sacred geometry has a history, which they call dogma, right? There's a dogma to what we do. You know, the lotus has meaning. The Om symbol has meaning. Sacred geometry, flower of life, Metatron, seed of life, the tree of life, the whole thing, fruit of life, it all has meaning. It all has origin. However, your experience, like whatever you experience with it in your meditation today, in your transcendental experience, like in your dream state, in your art, whatever that is, I want people to know that that's equally important. That the dogma is not the only thing that there is to sacred geometry. It's your experience. And maybe your experience isn't that profound. Maybe it's just like, oh, that's beautiful. Or maybe it is, and you're like, wow, that just looking at that makes me feel centered. Or you're like, yo, I went to the 8th dimension, boom, and the Sri Yantra was waiting for me. I don't know, just, you know, a contrived example. But those are the ranges of experiences that people are going to have, that I've experienced. And I find them all fascinating. I find them all beautiful in their own way, and that everybody's on their own path and their own different place on their own journey. You know, 7 billion different paths home. You know, all people having their experience in their own way. So, and it's a beautiful thing. You know, who wants to have the same experience as someone else? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of share with you guys from my heart. I was just like in the middle of doing dishes. I was just about to wash I'm a little spoiled, don't get me wrong. I kind of got a lot of Vibe bottles. This is my indoor bottle. This is my outdoor bottle. Also outfitted it with a vitamin top. It's not airtight, but as long as it doesn't like fall on its side, it's not gonna spill. And then I got it in the Ninja bag. And then of course I've got a few more in here. So a little bit spoiled, but you know, I think of it as like when I was a DJ, I liked to play my own music because I knew I wasn't going to have to switch the song. Like when I went snowboarding and I had my own, CD tracks like laid out, my own playlist, I could just let it play. Well, I like coming downstairs and just being like opening this up and knowing that, you know, I love every single cup that I have to choose from, you know. We just need to figure out how to make glass blender bottles and we'll be off and running. But yeah, so that's just me, man. That's just what I do. And I really want to thank you for being a part of it. If you just think it's pretty, thank you. If you understand the deeper meaning, thank you. If you don't yet and you want to, stay tuned and I'll do more videos. And if you guys have requests, just make a request. Just be like, yo, dude, talk about the Seed of Life. Yo, talk about the Eye of Inspiration. Where'd you get that? Yo, talk about the Hamsa and why it's important to you. Because every single bottle, I'll tell you right now, has a story. and it has a meaning, and it has sometimes it has little things that I've hidden inside of them, little Easter eggs that nobody knows about. So the World Magic Bottle, for example, that one's really funny. It's almost sparked in rebellion because I was taught that there was only one faith and it was correct and everybody else was wrong. And the World Magic Bottle is sort of like yeah, but what about this? You know, like kind of like the smart ass in me. I'm like, what about all the magic that you see all over the world? Like, there's nothing to that. That doesn't make sense. There's obviously magic all over the world, and there's obviously pieces of truth in every system. Not every system has all the truth, but if you take all the pieces, you can put it together. There's truth in every system. Not every system has all the truth, but there's truth in every system. So if you can find what is meaning to you and piece it together, you know, you can actually create a system of philosophy that works for you, and it might work just for you. You never know. But yeah, that's pretty much how I roll. I'm like a philosophical pirate. I'm a philosophical DJ, actually. So, theoretical metaphysicist. Bang. Is that redundant? I don't know. Love you guys.